Patchy, incredible performance. Now, just speak to me your emotions after that. A hostile atmosphere, a hostile crowd. You came into Dublin and got the job done in impressive fashion against James.
It was good, man. I expected to finish him. I wanted to finish him earlier. I feel like I could have got it in the first round, like when I jumped it immediately for the guillotine. But I tried to adjust and go arm out instead of arm in, and it was just a dumb adjustment on my part. I feel like I really could have got it there, but he did a good job of defending it at first, and then did a good job of I did have a large weight cut, but he did a good job of grappling back. I expected I know he's a grappling expert as well, but I felt like I dominated him a little easier, and when he gave it back, it kind of fatigued my arms. A big adrenaline dump though, with that crowd. That crowd's it's crazy out there, man. It's like a movie. That's what I kept telling my boy Mads over there. It was like a movie.
Is that the loudest crowd you've obviously ever fought in front of? Yeah.
Maybe the loudest crowd. I fought in front of Madison Square Garden. It was absolutely buzzing in there, but this one was different. They're like the MSG crowd. They don't get behind their guys like this, man. I don't know what it was, but they were it's like a movie. I'm telling you, it was something incredible. I always want to fight in front of that. If that's to be honest with you, it's crazy.
Was James maybe, because there was obviously a lot of shit talk between you and him going in this week? A lot of back and forth. You said publicly you said you were going to run through him. Was he actually tougher maybe than you expected then on fight night?
Yeah, he was tougher than I expected, but I knew he was mature. It was it was banter to sell the fight as well. He's talking a lot, I'm talking a lot. We wanted a lot of fans here. We wanted the energy here. So, but he earned my respect, and he did have my respect before it as well. Like I said, as a competitor, he has my respect. But outside of that, there's some moral codes I think you have to follow by, and maybe he don't like me and I don't like him, but still kind of respect his game and stuff like that.
Just after the finish, you got up and you shouted something at James when he was on the ground. What did you say to him?
It was nothing. It was just more of us. I wasn't talking throughout the fight, and James was talking a lot to me. So he was like, "You have nothing for me, mate. You have nothing for me. You've got shit for me." That's what he kept saying. So that was at the end of the second round. If you look when I had him against the cage, and then I crucifixed him. I tried to land some elbows. I wanted to cut him, but I think I told him. I don't even know what I said. Should have helped him up like I said I was gonna, but instead I think I was caught up in the moment, and I think I said I do have something for you.
What was the story with the weight cut? Obviously, you missed weight yesterday. Was there a reason, an injury coming in or anything like that, or what was the issue?
No injury. I think I just I came in here on Sunday, and I quarantined till Monday, so I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had 3 days to cut a lot of weight, and I just didn't hit my mark. Normally, I'm able to hit that mark, but my body stopped sweating when I was in the sauna at 137. My scale was actually a little lighter, so I thought it was only a pound over, but their scale was I think 0.6 or 0.8 from mine. But it wasn't like I missed by 5 pounds. I've never missed weight my whole entire career, 27 fights, amateur and pro. And, I was at 37, and to get fined for, the amount of money I did for a pound, believe me, I tried everything I could to make that.
What was the amount you were fined? Because, there was a lot of talk yesterday about negotiations back and forth. Did James ask for a big percentage, or what was the story there?
I'm not sure. Our managers discussed it and stuff. They worked it out, but it was, it was just a normal fine, the standard fine, I believe.
Last thing for me, you seem to gain a bit of respect from the Irish fans. You got a few cheers as you were leaving. Did you appreciate that?
Yeah, man, I like the Irish people. I like them all week, man. They're one of a kind, these fans. They like his submission style. They like his submission prowess. So I feel like they could like me as well. And when the dust settled, I wanted to be respectful. There was nothing but respectful with me and him when we were in the cage. After that, after the fight was done, the emotion settled. I could shake his hand, and I could now be a fan of him. And I think we'll meet again as well.
The weight cut was already mentioned, but you also ended up over here without your coaches. Could you speak a little bit on what happened there?
Well, I ended up without my coaches because one of my coaches, his sister got very sick from the vaccination. She got vaccinated, and then she had a stroke maybe a week later. So he was very nervous. One of my coaches, a little older of a man, and of course Jake Shields was supposed to come with me, but he didn't want to get vaccinated either. He's kind of anti-vax. And then my buddy Dennis was also my other coach, my wrestling coach. But I made up for it. Earlier in the week, I came out here with my boxing coach only. But then my boy Mads Vernell, the number 2 featherweight over there, he's from Denmark. He flew out here from an hour away to show love, him and his coach. We call him MSP now. his other coach there. They came out, they showed love, man. They really picked it up for me. Alex couldn't have held that banner by himself, and Mads came in the second round, and he gave me great advice. We trained together at Extreme Couture. There was a lot of stuff that I hear from like Dennis Davis, Eric Nixick, a lot of stuff, technical stuff that I feel like I was able to capitalize on going forward in between rounds.
Kyoji Horiguchi and Sergio Pettis are going to be fighting for the title. Where do you see yourself featuring in that title picture?
I'm right there. You know, I'm 15-1 now with 12 finishes. Feel like I'm right there, but you know, whatever Bellator wants to do, I'm down for. You know, I definitely want another shot at the belt, and you know, I just captured this name with a big finish. Well, you know, I'm gonna take the night, take a week or two, talk to my management, kind of just like reassess things and get back into training. Like I love training more than all this, man. I love to train every single day. So this stuff it comes with a lot of pressure on your shoulders, you know, with a fight like this, at this magnitude in front of these many fans. So just want to take a little bit of time, reassess things, talk with my family, see what's next, and just keep moving forward.
The narrative coming into the fight was a battle between two slick grapplers. It seemed like it was almost a battle of the guillotine in there tonight. Specifically in the grappling department, how did you feel James matched up with you?
He's tough, man. He's got he's got just underrated wrestling, I guess. But he was tough, you know. Granted, I feel like I had a little bit of an adrenaline dump in the first round. In the second round, I felt like I could take control. I don't feel like I was that close in that guillotine that he tried. I know he was trying for it, but I was never gonna. He'd have to put me out to make me quit. You know what I mean? I never, in a fragment of my mind, thought I was gonna tap from that or, you know, I mean, give up. You know, you're gonna have to put me to sleep. But I feel like I'm still the better grappler, and I feel like with some minor adjustments, you know, they were well prepared for me though. James Krause, he's a really good coach. He was very well prepared for me. I just submitted Tim Elliott in a minute, like a couple months ago with a guillotine. James Krause was right in the corner, so I know that they were watching for it. They know my arm triangle. They know my back takes. They know some stuff about me, so they were well prepared. And James got a couple extra months for this. You know, we were supposed to fight in May, so he took an extra 6 months to polish up on his game to make sure he was ready.
Patchy, congratulations on the win. Am I misreading your body language? Are you limping slightly, or is that?
Yeah, I think in the first or the second round, I threw an inside leg kick, and James turned his knee in to like check it. It's probably nothing major, but probably like a little light bone bruise or a sprain. Right. But you know, he did a good check on my leg, and my ankle is pretty blown up right now, so my left ankle is pretty hurt.
Right, fair. And again, pretty much everyone has touched on it so far. The battle of two of the best grapplers in the Bellator bantamweight division. You'd said coming into this bout that you were going to walk through James, and I think you've kind of admitted you won clearly, but you didn't necessarily walk through him. But where would you put James within the bantamweight rankings? Not necessarily pick a number, but like, is he near the top? Is he in the middle? Is he down the bottom? What would you say?
That's not for me to decide. I don't know. I feel like, you know, you just have to look at the end result. You know, I finished him, you know, and that's just a matter. If there was no ref in there and I could keep joking him, you know, that would be a kill for me. So, you know, I don't know. Feel like sometimes it doesn't go just like you run him right over, but if he would have got out of the guillotine, I think he would have had a lot more trouble because he's giving me mount, and then I'm in a position to throw some elbows. I'm in a position to posture up, and I'm in a position where he's actually fatigued, tired now,
right, yeah. And
now he's on his back.
And as mentioned, we have the title fight coming up between Sergio and Kyoji coming up very soon. I'm wondering, for your next move, hopefully you're injury free and there's no issues with your leg or anything like that. But in terms of, I'm wondering, how much do you think about getting revenge against Juan Archuleta? Is that a big thing in your mind? Because he's right up there. I'd imagine that a win against him puts you firmly in the conversation for a title shot.
You know, I'm hoping that they go for $1 million tournament at this weight class. That's what I'm really hoping for. You know, they have some of the highly touted best bantamweights in the world. I mean, or in the division, should I say, that could mix in the world as well. I mean, Horiguchi, Sergio Pettis is the champion, Juan Archuleta, Rufian Stotts, he's 17-1, Magomev's 18-2, myself, James, Leandro Higo, all these guys, man, I feel like they should do a $1 million tournament and, you know, just let us all fight each other. And, you know, I feel like with the names that we have, $1 million tournament suffices our weight class. And I feel like, you know, some of us have families, some of us have kids, you know what I mean? Some of us, you know, I feel like it would be a very good grand prize for one of us to win. And I feel at bantamweight, all of us are such high level competitors that no one would like. It would be no boring fights. You know what I mean? You put us in for a fight for $1 million, that'll be the craziest tournament. You know what I mean? I think it'd be better than heavyweight, light heavyweight. Maybe not. I mean, just up there with the 45-pound one too. You know what I mean?
Hey Patchy, how you doing, man? Just it.
Sorry.
Yo, congrats on the win, man. I know you mentioned there you've been training at Extreme Couture with guys like Dennis Davis. Mads was in your corner tonight.
Yeah, Eric Nixick, Jake Shields, all them guys.
How beneficial has that been to your training? Just talk to me a bit about the level.
It's been so beneficial. Extreme Couture has so many great fighters and so many great coaches, and the atmosphere in the room. Like, you know, you can't get it better than a Monday at Eric's class. You know, you can't get it better than that's how we start the week. You can't get it better working with guys like Jake, working with guys Mads, Dan Ige, Kai Kamaka, Boston, Salmon, like my man right there. He helped me out last week. Kobe Fair. There's so many really good fighters, you know what I mean? And Kobe's one of my boys. He's coming up, 125-pounder, 135-pounder. He's going to be on the scene soon. There's just so many good coaches out there. And then on top of that, you know, just being in Vegas, 10th Planet, Coach Casey welcomes, you know, everyone in. Just such a there's so many places to train in Las Vegas, and they're so open, and everyone, you know, you could really learn a lot from each individual gym and each individual person. I pick a lot of brains, and you know, there's so many great athletes and competitors out there. I really feel like I'm in a good fit in Vegas.
Yeah, that's great, man. And I know you mentioned the match against Tim Elliott as well. Was that on the High Rollers BJJ?
Yeah.
Have you got any more tournaments like that coming up?
I was actually planning on scheduling to. I was gonna go on High Rollers next Friday or Saturday night, as long as this went well. But I don't know how my ankle's gonna feel, so I'm gonna wait till Monday and reassess it. But if it is all right, I wouldn't mind rolling at High Rollers. I like to do it for fun. I like to do jiu-jitsu for fun. I like to compete for fun. Jiu-jitsu is a lot easier for me to compete in because it doesn't have this weighted pressure. You're not getting brain trauma. You're not getting hit in the head, and it's just you're not going through a grueling camp. You know, I feel like I could just roll and have fun. So, you know, it's just like one of my hobbies as well, and it keeps me brushing up on my jiu-jitsu and also being able to compete against guys that are also in the high-level ranks in Bellator, UFC, PFL, and all these promotions. You know, there's no, it's not like you can't cross-promote. You know what I mean? So I could still go potentially get submissions over guys in other promotions as well.
Yeah, cool, man. Congrats on the win, bro.
Thank you. All good. Thank you.
All right, I'll say, guys, thanks.